Come on, baby girl, let's go take a ride. We taking off somewhere, let's go chill and vibe. You say you're my rib and you Nelly my side. We serving this shit out like Bonnie and Clyde. Come on, baby, make it do what it do. I ain't gon' lie, girl, you know you the truth. The shit for life, girl, you know you my boo. We go together like some laces and shoes. Come on, baby girl, let's go take a ride. We taking off somewhere, let's go chill and vibe. You say you're my rib and you Nelly my side. We serving this shit out like Bonnie and Clyde. Come on, baby, make it do what it do. I ain't gon' lie, girl, you know you the truth. The shit for life, girl, you know you my boo. We go together like some laces and shoes. Come on, baby girl, let's put this in motion. She ride my way like the ocean. I'm sipping this hand like a soda. I'm high off a little girl, I can't even focus. She throwing it back cause she know I control it. That pressure bust pipes and she know I can't hold it. The key to my heart and she know that she hold it. I think that I love her, she tell me I'm chosen. I kiss on her neck and she tasting like fruit. She got my head going in the sky like balloons. That pussy be wet.
Welcome everybody to your Mental Matters podcast. I am your host Gwen, and today is the first real conversation in the podcast for my first season, and I am titling it Self-Awareness and Forgiveness. This podcast, I told you guys in my introduction episode that I wanted to speak to you guys as if we are family. So again, I'm not going to talk to you guys about anything that I don't think that I may not know something about. Like, if I can't just give a real feeling to you guys or some real advice because I've experienced it, I'm not going to do that. But in this first episode, we're going to first talk about self-awareness and the forgiveness of it. First and foremost, we have to come together in our own selves to start realizing where we are aware that something is actually wrong. You know, you gotta go into you and see you and start to realize that there may be something really wrong with you. And if you don't go and tap into that, how are you gonna be for anybody else? You know, you can go through a million relationships and you can blame this person for the breakup a million different times. But did you take the time out your busy schedule to figure out that maybe it might have been you sometimes? Maybe you were too needy. Maybe you were too clingy. Maybe you were too obsessive. Maybe you were too aggressive. And all of that has something to do with your mental psyche. And what I want us to start learning is that, are we aware of what our mental blockages are in life? And if we know those mental blockages, are we able to try and go and fix those blockages? And do we really want to know what those things are? Because a lot of people don't want to relive things that cause the blockage in their life. A lot of people don't want to go back to that moment. They want to get away from everything that gave them the mental blockage that they have. And because of that, they are distant with their family. They are distant with their friends. They are, their work ethic is wrong. They are not communicating enough. Their relationship suffers. You go through a lot of stuff and you're not really tapping into it to see if it's really something within yourself that you honestly need to go and check on for you. And that's what this episode is about. Like, what's going on with you? Are you aware that something might be wrong with you? Drop that in them comments. This is a safe haven. As I said before, we are family over here. We want to help each other heal. This is a journey for me just as well as it is for you guys. This is therapy for me, and I hope that it is therapy for you. We want to try and help what we can for each other. Are you really, really aware of what's really, really going on within yourself? Had your job suffered and you just didn't know why? Did you wake up one morning and you were in the happiest mood, and then for no reason your whole mood changed? You just bust out in tears, crying for no reason. You're emotional all day. You know, you're angry all day. You're taking all of your anger out on other people, and to yourself you really don't know why. But it's easier to blame everyone else but yourself. And it's time for us to start learning to stop blaming everyone else but ourselves, because sometimes we have to take some blame. There are some things that we have no control over that has happened traumatically in some of our lives. Some things honestly have happened privately, and people don't want to discuss those things that has happened that you had no control over, but you're mentally still blocking yourself from moving forward because of the traumatic experience that you experienced. That is your fault. What happened, you had no control over, but the blockage and the power that it took over on you is your fault, because you allowed it to happen. You allowed that power to sit on you. You allowed that energy to stay within you. So you were fearful. You didn't want to be around people. You were distrusting of people. You would probably be angry, aggressive. You couldn't hang out with people. You would probably freak out. Whatever the situation may have been. Some things we may not have control over. But to still let that traumatic experience take hold and have a life of its own in our lives, that it alters us like that, we have control over that, because we do not have to give that power. And what we need to start learning to do is to start learning to embrace what is wrong. If you have anxiety, embrace that you have anxiety. If you have PTSD, embrace it. If you have OCD, if you're aggressive, if you have a bad temper, if you have an addiction to alcohol, to drugs, whatever it is, it doesn't really matter what it is. Whatever is your mental blockage, whatever stops you in your life, whatever it is, just start learning to find it. Embrace what's wrong. Know that it's wrong. For you. Not for everybody else. Because they don't matter. You have to learn to matter to you first. At the beginning of everything, how can you be anything for anyone if you can't be you for you? So go work on you first. You can't go and tell a person what it is that you're wanting out of a relationship if you're honestly not knowing what it is that you're wanting out of you. That's why a lot of relationships suffer. People are still searching to find themselves while trying to live in other people. A lot of things go wrong in life by people living vicariously through other people because they don't want to take the time out to just go work on them. It's easier to go over here and play over here and live over here and love over here because it's all right for that moment, because it brings whatever it's bringing. But what's going on internally within yourself? You got to get into you, tap into you first. The first thing we want to do on this journey is for us to be aware that there is a problem. There's a problem with me. There's a problem with everybody that I know that I'm surrounded around. Some people are aware of it. Some people don't want to be aware. And that's up to them. I know what my journey is. And if my journey is a journey that I think that I can help someone else on, I really, really would like for us to go on this together so we can all learn how to be better for each other. And that love and that positivity it'll spread out into the world. The second thing I wanted to talk about was forgiveness. Forgiveness is something very, very serious because you have to really mean it from your soul. You can tell a person all day long that you forgive them, but you don't necessarily have to. You could be just saying it to get them out of your face or whatever. Sometimes some things are just not in sincerity. So forgiveness is within knowing within yourself that you actually are given the forgiveness. But the forgiveness that I am talking about is the forgiveness for us. The forgiveness for others can come after that. But we got to learn to forgive ourselves first. And we are not doing that for everybody. We are doing that for us. When you learn to forgive yourself for you, you can start to see clearer to be a better you. It's always good to go and search your soul. Go and take time to yourself. I know that this world is extremely fast. I know that it's extremely hard. I know that we have a lot going on. Believe me, I know, because I am very busy myself. But we really have to take time out for us and check on us. If we don't go and check on us, how are we finna make it through this life to do anything for anybody else? Be in forgiveness of what's going on within your flaws. Whatever has been a problem in your life and you're still holding on to something that you did 20 years ago, please forgive yourself for it and move on. You're holding on to some broken energy. Let it go. Because it's holding you down. Start learning to forgive you first. That way that if you start learning to forgive yourself within your soul, you can start learning how to be better to forgive other people for the things that they've done to you as well. Because you probably need the forgiveness from them because you've probably done something to them as well. And you never know. And you won't be able to learn how to accept forgiveness without giving real sincere forgiveness. Anyway, I believe that I'm not right, I'm not wrong. That's just my opinion. I think that this episode is a beginning step for us to learn the journey that we all are supposed to be taking together, because we were all attracted to this podcast for a reason. It was a journey that we all are in need of. It's words that need to be said to each other, because these are words that people are really not sitting around here trying to talk about. People do not want to talk about the real serious things that go on, especially in my community. You know, like the urban community, hip-hop-ish community, whatever kind of community we call this. I don't even know. But I was born and raised in an age where a lot of stuff was just quietly done. It wasn't to where it was just spoken on a lot. So a lot of people didn't have healing. I'm 40 years old and I am learning how to heal. I'm learning how to be better, and I'm learning more throughout this podcast. I'm learning, out throughout me learning you guys. I'm learning throughout, just being in an everyday. Because what I was and who I was yesterday ain't gonna be who I am today. And it definitely ain't gonna be who I am tomorrow. I don't even know what's in store for me tomorrow. So I don't know who that Gwen is tomorrow. And I want this journey for all of us to be able to evolve so much from everything that we talk about. But I want us to start learning to be aware of, the things that we are at fault for, and being in accountability for the things that we know that we've done, and all of our mental blockages, because we are the people that actually control everything that goes on in our life. We hold the key to us. It's only one of us. We only have just one of us. So we hold that key. And if we can't just get into ourselves like that, to just know what's really going on with ourselves, to know what's wrong in there, what's the use of having it?
This is another Infosol production.
I think that is probably it for this podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Drop your comments down below. I promise they're going to start to be a little bit longer. You're going to start to see different things popping up, with the logos and stuff. And, people might come through. I told you, might have a couple of co-hosts and stuff come through. And we talk more about this from another perspective, just not from mine, because I don't want this podcast to just be about what I think, because it's not all about what I think. I want to know what everybody thinks. So if anybody wants to tap in, I'm trying to learn how to do the Zoom things to where I could do those virtually with people if we're, not close enough to where we could meet and do those podcasts live. Or record them or whatever. But I am willing to talk to people and get their perspective on these things along with this episode. If you guys have something to say and you want to talk about something, drop it in the comments. Let me know, because I will make it an episode and we can talk about it. And if I can figure out how to get the Zoom and stuff thing correctly, we can do these things, and record them as I talk to you guys, because I would like to tap into you guys and see how you guys really feel. I don't want it to just be one-sided over here, and I want to hear from everybody. Let's get the likes and subscribes up. Let's get the shares up. I love you guys. Again, I appreciate it so much for everybody that tuned in to my last 2 episodes. Stay tuned for more to come. We're going to continue to take this journey. I want you guys to always stay as positive as you can. Surround yourself with people of purpose, and don't purposely surround yourself with people. You guys stay blessed.